As many may know, I've been enjoying my contemporary luxury coupe for the past few months. Thankfully, we survived the winter time, and now it's time for some fun on the back roads. You can also see a few things have been done to my CL since the last time you've seen her, so we won't only be barreling down back roads, but I'll also be giving you my 118,000 mile update with my 2003 Acura 3.2CL. Hello my friends, and welcome back to my Acura 3.2CL. For those that don't know, I got this car a few months ago after my 09 XC90 V8 was rear-ended and totaled, so I needed a set of wheels. I needed something to drive, and this car just happened to be pretty much in my neighborhood. But yes, for those that don't know, this is my 2003 Acura 3.2CL. It currently has 118,000 miles on it, and most of it is painted in Acura's anthracite gray. But before I had this, because this was a one-owner car, I think someone hit the rear quarter panel on the driver's side and it was poorly matched, and it really bothers me. This of course isn't the fiery Type S model, this was the base model for the 3.2CL. Back on Miss Lady's good side, you can see that I have done a few things, but not too much. I really got some great gifts for Christmas, seriously. Shout out to Michael. I really wanted the fog lights for this car. You see, I said that in the other video. And then he found my dream Honda wheels. These are the 18-inch wheels from the 8th gen Honda Accord 6-speed manual coupe with the V6, of course. Just like the Galatias on the XC90, this is my dream multi-spoke Honda wheel. So even if I don't have this car in the future, I will still keep these wheels. And I was able to find Michelin Pilot Sport 4s for them too. The brakes have also been addressed on this car, so we have some stopping power and control today. I didn't go anything crazy. Things still are the same under the hood. I haven't gone crazy and done the manual swap or the 3.5 swap. Because of this, we still have the same tried and true J30A1. Again, it's shared with the TL as well of this era, and it makes 225 horsepower and 217 pound-feet of torque. It's a 3.2-liter single overhead cam V6. Of course, it uses Honda's VTEC, which is their variable valve timing system. It really is a great performer. Even though this engine doesn't make a whole lot of power in this base CL, it still brings joy to my ears with this cold air intake that I put on it. I'm very thankful that I haven't had to do much maintenance to this car while I've had it, because I did replace the transmission after all. Thankfully, that is still performing as I expected it to be. It just drives like an old Honda V6 coupe now. Acura rated the base 3.2CL to do 19 in the city and 29 on the highway. I would say those numbers are pretty accurate, because with everyday driving, I've been seeing between 19 and 22. Miss Lady has been on a few trips with me already, and she has really been an exceptional road trip car. Another admirable trait of this car, not only for road tripping, but also just for every day, is the size of the trunk. This thing has an enormous trunk for being a two-door car. You can also see you can either open the trunk from inside the car or with the key fob. There isn't a way to open the trunk from the back of the car. You can see this reveals a cavernous 13.6 cubic feet of volume. You can really fit a bunch of people in here. There's a pass-through for the rear seat. There's an easily accessible spare tire. Something else that was well thought out, and I do have to shout out the previous owner of this car, this bungee cord makes it very easy to close the trunk. We're getting to the moment that we've all been waiting for, the J-Series sights and sounds. This thing still feels nice. It's really been a great daily driver. Again, this is, well, my wad of keys, but these are the keys that you get for your CL. This is the lock, unlock, trunk release, and the panic button. Because we don't have any nonsense like push button start or anything, you just put your key in the ignition and start it to go. So yes, I'm glad that I'm finally able to give you an update on this car, because she really just has been in the background for the most part. I'm gonna turn the AC on just for now and close the sunroof just because it's hot. Thankfully, the AC is ice cold in this car, and it gets cold pretty quickly as well. But this really has been a great daily driver. You're very isolated from the road, I will say that. After I did the brakes, they feel great. Nice, smooth, progressive feeling. Of course, it's nothing crazy when you're really sending it, but we'll be seeing that later, potentially. It does drive nice, even with these 18-inch wheels. The suspension is soft, so it really absorbs the bumps quite well. This really is a more luxurious car than anything. I'll turn off the AC now so we can get on the gas. You can see at highway speeds, it's actually quite comfortable. It's very smooth. I really have enjoyed having my own personal coupe. Even though this is a two-door car, the back seat is still pretty spacious. I can fit back there, and I could have 4 people in here pretty comfortably. But again, I have the XC90 if I want to do big car things. But at the same time, I like that this smaller car doesn't feel too small. The interior has held up well while I've had this car too. Of course, it's not really been that long. It's been a few thousand miles and not even a year. But thankfully, nothing has cracked, nothing has separated or peeled. See, it does have nice steering. It just feels like an old Honda. I like that. I still feel the same way about the seats. They're really comfortable. They've really been supportive. One problem that I myself have with this car, because I like being close to the wheel, is that this steering wheel only tilts. It doesn't telescope, so it doesn't get as close to me as I'd like it to be. It still is at a good reach, but I just like to be a little closer to the wheel. It certainly is good for a more laid-back driving experience, but if you want to drive more aggressively, I like being a little closer to the wheel. I'm not going this way now. With these 18-inch wheels, it definitely feels more solid along the road too. That's something that I like. It feels much more composed. Aside from normal Honda road noise, the interior is actually pretty quiet. Can give it the beans here. It's good. Great smooth power. The brakes, I mean, they are confidence inspiring, but it's the suspension that's very soft on this. You really feel the body roll pretty instantly. I do know that thicker sway bars would help. Thankfully, these Pilot Sports do help a lot with the lateral grip with this car. Otherwise, I'd be a little bit, uneasy. That was with AC on. Okay. I turn AC off. We can turn around here. We can see the tight turning circle. Oh, thankfully they have an in and out. I just do a nice little loop-de-loop here, and then I'll put it in manual mode. It sounds good, and it has good speed. The speed isn't really the main thing with this car. Handling is what you really get a Honda for. Maybe we'll do a little bit of a dig here. Not right now. You can see this sweeping bend. It takes the corners well. It's just the body roll. That's it. I'll do a second gear. I like that I've been getting used to downshifting, rev matching this automatic. You can also see that the Accord transmission has been holding up to my shenanigans. It is fun to drive, but you can see it's not like I'm really joyous anymore. I was at first because it's just been so long that I heard the J, but now if this was with a 6-speed manual, this would be much more fun. I really do like how nimble it is though, even though, I'm talking about communication, it is still very nimble and tossable. Transmission shifts smooth, you can see. No complaints. Even on this rougher road, the suspension absorbs the bumps quite well. No complaints. This car has been very easy to park. It's easy to drive this everywhere. It just has an easy to drive, easy to approach feeling. That's just typical Honda. With the, yeah, like you fucking throw it around in a corner and then it just does it anyway. It's just you don't really feel it. The suspension is very soft, and that probably also just, this car needs a suspension refresh anyway. This car is, I would say, a good amount of speed because I mean, if you crash, you'll get hurt, but it won't kill you. It's not like a new TLX Type S. Hondas are really great cars to learn driving dynamics on. That's how I learned my Accord. Like, look, no drama. Look at this one here. It is soft. Look. Wow. It bites. I couldn't help but notice this gorgeous Lexus GX550 in nori green. That's really my dream Lexus color in this. You know, with the automatic, there's just minimal drama. That's the thing. With the manual, I'm just much more engaged. But it really just takes corners in a civilized manner. You also don't know how, you don't feel how fast you're going as well. It really does corner well. It turns tighter than you think it will. And it always grips. But as you can see right now, the automatic just makes me want to drive more normally. And then when I drive it in manual mode, I don't really feel, you know, it's not the same. A few months ago, around Christmas time, if you remember, I replaced the head unit in this car with an Atoto head unit. It's been fine. I'm not too crazy about it because it doesn't have a volume knob, and then also they say that this radio does work with steering wheel controls, but they don't work with my car. So it's a little bit bothersome when it comes to everyday usability. And also pretty recently, it lost audio. It's not the speakers in the car. When I get texts, the text message notification goes through, but my music doesn't work. I've disconnected, reconnected, unplugged, connect again, and nothing. So I'm just gonna put this radio in my mom's car because she doesn't listen to music when she's in the car anyway. As you can see by this wad of keys, I am no longer an Acura owner. Any ideas before the reveal? Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you my Lexus LS 430. Your eyes are not deceiving you, my friends. You in fact are feasting your eyes on my 2003 LS430. Somehow I ended up trading the Acura. I didn't spend a dime besides registration, and I ended up with a car nicer than the one I had before. I do know I said I wanted something with a manual transmission, and I do yearn for it. Unfortunately, the LS does not have a manual transmission, but I really have been enjoying this newest addition to my fleet. I won't say anything more about this car, so you'll have to stay tuned for the next video, but I really do appreciate you watching this video. For those that are wondering about Miss Lady, she's actually with my friend Jim, who owned this LS430. So thankfully she is off to a good home, already getting some modifications, which is crazy. So in the future, we'll certainly see the progression of that vehicle as well. But again, I appreciate you watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, peeps.